probably when you signed up, you saw if you sign up in the first 72 hours, you'll win a really cool prize. So that might have incented you to sign up early. And so Cincy is taking that incent kind of mentality and going forward with this thing they're calling Ascent Academy. So, like I said earlier, people who stay in Cincy and do well in Cincy almost all have a common denominator. They almost all achieve either level 1, 2, or 3 in Sensational Start. Not all of them, not 100%. I think it's something like 80%. But that was sort of like the driving factor behind Ascent Academy in the beginning. So what Ascent Academy is, it's basically, I keep putting down my notes and I move them. Gotta find my place. So every level, no matter where you are in your Cincy journey, is going to be able to participate in this journey. And anywhere from Essential, just signed up today, to Superstar directors who have not yet achieved the Circle of Excellence, which only 2 people are in the Circle of Excellence, so it's pretty much everybody except for 2 people in all of Cincy.
They're just checking you out.
So what it is Cincy will give you daily tasks, videos, links to videos, challenges, and they will give them to you in emails once a week. Every single person, like I said, will be able to join a level. So on this page right here is the chart to what levels you qualify for. And like I said, the text is very faint because of my printer. But the first one, I need some white. The first one is called Base Camp. And that's for when you first start, all the way through to Sensational Start. So it's your first 70 days, basically. It's called Base Camp. Then we have Core Climb. And that's to get you to Star, I believe.
Pre-core climb is first.
Oh, yes. Okay, so let me explain the in-betweens. If you do not meet the qualifications for the actual level Core Climb, or everybody starts at Base Camp. So Director, read it to me. Director what?
Director Drive.
Director Drive, any of those levels, if you don't meet those qualifications, you meet the pre-qualifications for those. So you will get an email every month if you're not already enrolled in one. And you will get an email saying you qualify for Base Camp, or you qualify for Core Climb. And you have the option of clicking and opting in or passing for that month. I don't know of a reason that I wouldn't enroll, that I wouldn't opt in, because it's just going to give you more training, more personalized things to do. It's going to give you daily challenges, daily things that are sometimes as small as posting a picture of the warmer of the month on your Facebook page. Sometimes it's going to be make 5 samples and take them and give them to 5 people you don't know. It could be call 5 team members under you and say, ask them how they're doing today, or something like that. It could be, a range of things. But you're going to be getting, if you opt in, you're going to be getting an email at the beginning of every week telling you these are the things you need to do daily this week. And the beautiful part about it is when you get to the end of each of these levels, when you make it to that level, whatever the goal is, then you get rewarded. So if you make it to the level, no matter when you make it to the level, you will get a percentage paid back to you of incentive points on top of what you already have earned in incentive points. And on this chart, you can see how many. Like Base Camp, I think, is 10%. I really can't read it. But you'll be able to see it better if you pull it up on your computer. I just wanted you to be able to see something. But you'll get a percentage of points added to your incentive point totals. The other thing is, if you reach your goal, your level, in the time period they've given you, which is the green column, they give you a time limit. If you reach it in the time limit, you get a paid event. And they tell you which event you get paid for. It's either going to be convention or leadership or boot camp or something, depending on which level you achieve. So that's a huge deal. I mean, that's up to $250 that you could be getting an event paid for. And the incentive points, that's huge too. I mean, how many people are like a couple thousand away from winning an incentive? So that couple thousand could be huge. So this countdown to launch calendar, I've given you all one, and you've seen me post on Wickless Flava. This is sort of getting you ready. The launch is going to be August 10th, and every month during commissions, when commissions are posted, that's when the emails will go out. So on August 10th, the first emails will go out telling you what camp you qualify for. And you can click there. You have between the 10th and the 15th to opt in. And if you opt in, you'll start getting emails from Sensi telling you what to do. We are here to be your encourager, to be your person that follows up with you. We can form groups, like if a whole bunch of you are in Director Drive, we all want to create a Facebook page together to encourage each other. So everybody in Director Drive is on that same page saying, how did you do this today? And I really foresee that being something that we do because we are such a motivative and supportive team. And I see us helping each other through these camps. So this launch calendar, I wish you would each take it and do your daily challenge. Today's challenge was the 28th. Ask if you can set up a product display at 5 businesses in your town. Make sure you know the policies before that. That's just the policy about what you can set up in a retail organization. You can't put retail in there. You can just put one of everything. I mean, nobody's going to do that much, but you're allowed to put one of every product that we have out on display. And then you can put cards and catalogs and things like that. So go to some businesses that you know. Ask them if you can set up a display. It's a great way to get your name out there to people that you might not ever touch if you didn't do it that way. So that was the challenge today. If you're a day behind, no big deal. We have them all the way through August 9th. And then on August 10th, everybody will get their emails inviting them into whichever camp you belong to. Does that make sense? Does anybody have a question? Or I don't know exactly the ins and outs, but that was the training we went to, and Jason Harwick is really excited, and he's a super trainer. And there will be videos linked to those challenges to sort of help you out. It'll be fun, and we'll be there for you along the way. Actually, we'll be doing our own camp. Hopefully somebody will be supporting us. Lindsay will be. All right, so that night, on Thursday night, we had a free night, and we all went to the Cardinals game. That was a lot of fun. So we always do fun things when we're at convention. We went to the Arch. That was scary, but fun. And then the next morning, on Friday morning, we had John O'Leary speak. And I'm not going to really go through a whole lot of what he said because Allie did a lot of it. But I encourage each of you to look up his story on YouTube and to listen to him. He is an amazing speaker. He's inspiring. He's funny. He brought tears to your eyes. And he was one of my biggest aha moments of the entire week. And basically, his story in a nutshell, at 9 years old, he blew up a gas can. And he had 100% burns on 100% of his body. 87% of them were 3rd degree. And he was not supposed to make it. And his mom came in and asked him, John, do you want to live or die? And he chose to live. And that was basically what his message was. You have to choose. You're going to have obstacles in your life, and you're going to have things that come up, and you have choices to make. And his obviously was huge, and not a lot of us are going to have those grandiose of a choice. But he chose to live, and he had 3 questions that we should ask ourselves. One was, who am I fighting to live and love for today? And this is your why. We've talked about that before if you've ever been at our trainings when we talk about your why. This is, in your mind, who or what are you fighting for or doing life for? Who or what gets you through the day? And when you have that person or those people or that reason in the forefront of your mind all the time, he said, when you know what you're living for today, it puts everything into perspective. And no matter what challenges come, we have these things that we're living and fighting for. And so when you know your why, you can live through any how. And I loved that quote that he had. So you need to make a plan of how you're going to get there, like the farmer. He just made a plan to do it no matter what. Second, why will I thrive? What we need to do, what we know needs to be what we do. So we have all of these trainings in our head and what we know we should be doing. It needs to be our action. We need to put those into action. And then third, what more can I do, as Allie talked about? And you need to meet people at their level and see more than just the pain and the brokenness in them, and see the positive and the joy. And when we show up like love, it changes lives. And one of the physical therapy, one of the nurses in his life was the person who showed him love every single day. And he showed up every single day and got him out of bed, no matter how much he was broken and hurting. He got him out of the bed and he walked, even though most people thought he wouldn't. So, love can change us. Whatever you choose to focus on will grow around you. When we choose the negative, that's going to spread. When we choose love and positivity, that will spread around you too, and it will be fertile in your life. So make sure you're choosing the positive. Make sure you're choosing love instead of negative and hate, and it will just spread around you, and you will be amazed at how positive people will just sort of gravitate towards you, and it'll be easier and easier to find that positivity and that love. Excuse me. And then Orville always has an amazing keynote, and I'm really hoping that these will be available online, but if they're not, he basically he took off with what Joel was talking about and what John was talking about, and furthered that onto this. The whole reunion spirit was about making connections, and how in life we shouldn't fear hard things, because hard things are what makes our story. And if we had it easy and we never had to choose between hard things and easy things, then we would have a pretty boring story. And he said, one of the best quotes of the whole weekend was, if your destination is compelling, sorry, I'm getting choked. If your destination is compelling enough, then the journey is worth it. The more valuable the journey, the better the story. So what are you going to make your story? Are you going to make it about what you overcame, how you got through something, what you chose, instead of negativity? That's when people will see you and say, maybe I should ask her what Sense is all about. And at convention, it's easy to see it. We have those connections, we have that spirit. And it's hard to sort of convey that when we come back, because we are all experiencing it and having those connections. But sorry. But we try to meet people on each of their journeys. So it could be as, I don't know if I can get through this. Sorry about that. The smallest journey is the customer who falls in love with vanilla bean buttercream. So that could be her Scentsy journey. It could just be buying from you. Another Scentsy journey is hosting a party and reaping all of these great Hostess products and half price items and free product. And another could be just gaining or hearing about your Scentsy opportunity and joining your team and creating all these connections with wonderful people like you and like we meet in convention. So you need to identify, when you meet anybody, you need to think, they could be on one of these Scentsy journeys, which one will it be, instead of will they or won't they. And this is how Orville ended, and I want to claim this. I am going to live a bold and spectacular life so that my story will be the one that my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren will pass along. So, any questions about any of that? We have things called aha moments at convention, and I'm sure you've heard of them. I think Oprah coined that phrase. But my aha moment was that I need to make bigger and more connections with the people in my life, and they need to be daily and weekly instead of just yearly, and create those connections and really make them count. So, because it was just all about connections that week.
anybody else have an aha moment? Allie or Jen, you want to share? I should have asked you before.
Oh, she's putting you on the spot.
I think my aha moment was listening to John Larry and just what he actually overcame in his life and how far he's come and just what an incredible man he is. And
Yes.
I was very inspired by him.
What about you?
I had a lot. I think not necessarily aha moments, but reiterating what I think every time I'm there is that it's amazing how these events that we go to can reignite the excitement and the motivation. And we're lucky that we go to convention and then usually we get to go in January to leadership retreat. And it's another sort of convention experience on a smaller scale, but it really keeps that keeps it fresh in our minds. All of this great positivity and learning and opportunity. So I think about that every time I'm at one of these, and I come home and I just wish everybody could experience it. So I really want to encourage everybody, if you can, to go, because it's not work, it's fun, and I preach fun all the time. And I think if you were watching on Wickless Flavor in January, I saw Joel do a session on the fun theory, which is what I've been talking about all the time. And now they're doing presentations about it. It's just, if it's fun, people will want to do it. You will want to do it. Customers will want to do it. Your team will want to do it. So they make everything fun. And when it doesn't become fun anymore, then it becomes work, and it loses its value, I think, what we have. So
I agree.
that's it.
So, if you're thinking, oh, how can I afford to go to Vegas next year in July? We have a savings plan that 7 people, I think, have joined.
At least, yeah.
At least on the Wickless Flavor page. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you've seen the challenge before. It's you take every week you deposit a different amount in a piggy bank or a bank of some sort, and it grows by week. So the first week is $1, the second week is $2. Well, we're doing it backwards. And so we're doing 52 the first week, 51 the second week, 50, and so on. You can do it however you want, but Allie is sort of the accountability person
Yeah.
on
So
our page. And
if anybody wants to,
if you want to join us,
text me.
please text her or Facebook message her, and you can join in the accountability, because it is worth it to be at convention every single year. And I promise you that when you go, you'll never want to miss another one.
And we have to have group dinner at Paris.
Oh, yes.
But Gordon Ramsay
Yes.
stays
Oh yeah.
place.
So we have more drawings, and if y'all have questions about products or about the transition or about anything that we talked about, call me or holler while I'm doing the drawings.